Imagine working a murder case where all the evidence makes sense until it doesn't. The doors are locked from the inside. The victim is clearly terrified before death, but there's no poison, no weapon, no intruder. Security cameras glitch at the exact moment of the crime. These are the kinds of details that have left even hardened detectives and forensic experts whispering a word they hate to use: paranormal. Today, we're looking at 10 paranormal murders that still terrify experts. Real cases where the files are closed, but the questions won't die. At number 10 is the no footprints killing. In a small European village, a man was found murdered in his isolated farmhouse after a night of fresh snow. Police expected clear tracks leading to or from the house, but the snow was perfectly untouched. No footprints, no tire marks, no approach. Inside, there were signs of a violent struggle: furniture overturned, objects smashed, yet windows were locked from the inside and doors bolted. Attic, cellar, crawl spaces, all clear. On paper, it's an unsolved homicide. Off the record, officers said it felt like a crime scene that shouldn't be physically possible. Number 9 is the downtown apartment death. Neighbors swore was preceded by hauntings. Footsteps at odd hours, whispering in empty halls, lights flickering with no electrical issue. One night, a young woman was found dead in her locked apartment. No forced entry, no drugs, no visible trauma. Official cause: sudden cardiac arrest. Her face, though, was frozen in extreme terror. At the exact time of death, the hallway security camera outside her door glitched into warped static for several seconds. When it returned, no one had entered or left. First responders later described feeling a heavy, oppressive presence in the room, like being watched. At number 8 is the crying house case. A small home was known for phantom crying and banging in the walls. The owner was eventually found dead inside, surrounded by shallow scratches forming strange symbols. No defensive wounds, no sign of another person. The marks in the plaster seemed to bulge outward, as if something had pressed from inside the wall. Neighbors claimed they heard a child crying that night, but no children lived there. An expert in religious symbols said the markings resembled broken protection sigils, like a failed attempt to keep something out. Number 7 is the vanishing killer. A man was found stabbed to death in his office late at night. Blood evidence showed a struggle and clearly indicated a second person, but the building used digital access cards and had cameras on every floor. The logs showed only the victim entering that level. The hallway camera recorded him walking into his office. Then the footage corrupts. For nearly 2 minutes, the image jumps and distorts. When it clears, he's on the floor, dead. Tech teams couldn't recover the missing video data. There was no physical way in or out without being recorded, yet someone or something killed him. Number 6 is the voice on the tape. A woman who felt watched in her own home set up an audio recorder in her bedroom. Days later, she was found dead, strangled, with no fingerprints, no fibers, no forced entry. On the recording, hours of silence are followed around midnight by her breathing quickening. Then a second voice, low and distorted, speaking in an unknown language. She whispers, "You're not real. Please stop." Then there's a choking noise and the file cuts off. Audio experts confirmed the second voice wasn't an echo or obvious artifact. Whatever spoke in that room defies current forensic explanation. Number 5 is the locked room fire death. Firefighters responded to a blaze contained entirely within one upstairs bedroom. The door was locked, windows nailed shut from inside, no accelerants, no electrical fault. The victim's body showed burns and smoke exposure, but the autopsy suggested his heart likely stopped before the fire fully developed, as if he died from sheer terror. Fire experts couldn't explain how the flames started or stayed so precisely confined. One investigator said his final expression was the most pure fear I've ever seen. Number 4 is the shadow corridor killing. A night shift security guard in an office building was found dead in a hallway. CCTV shows him walking, then stopping and turning like he hears something behind him. At the far end of the corridor, a tall, shifting, dark mass appears, not shaped like a person and not matching any normal shadow. The guard backs away, then suddenly collapses. Autopsy: no trauma, no poison, no underlying condition. Cause of death: sudden, unexplained collapse. Those who've seen the footage swear the shadow moves against the direction of the lights, like it's absorbing them. At number 3 is the possession murder. A normally gentle man suddenly killed a close family member in a brutal attack with no clear motive. In the hours before the murder, witnesses, friends, neighbors, even police reported his voice changing, his posture twisting, and him speaking in an unknown language. During interrogation, recordings capture a moment where his demeanor flips and a deeper voice says, "It wanted blood. I couldn't stop it." No drugs, no psych history, nothing medical to explain it. He was convicted, but several detectives quietly admit the audio interview is one file they won't replay alone. At number 2 is the twin room anomaly. 2 siblings shared a house known for cold spots and objects shifting on their own. One night, one twin was found dead in bed. No forced entry, no defensive wounds, no clear cause of death. The surviving twin claimed they woke up to a figure standing over the bed whose face flickered between their own and a blank void. Investigators noted a sharp temperature drop only around the bed. Photos from the scene show faint warping near the headband, like the light itself was bending. The surviving twin later had recurring nightmares of their sibling behind dark glass, saying, "You let it in." And number 1, the house that kills. Over decades, multiple unrelated owners of the same property died inside the same upstairs bedroom, all under violent or highly suspicious circumstances. One owner appeared to have fallen from the window, yet the glass was intact. Another had severe bruising around the neck, but no fingerprints, no fibers, no sign of a struggle. The most recent death was partially caught on a baby monitor used as a security cam. It shows the victim sleeping, then jolting awake and staring into a corner of the ceiling. The footage stutters. When it clears, they're on the floor in an impossible position. Structural engineers, electricians, and forensic specialists have all examined the house. None can explain every death. People move in, but rarely stay. These cases sit at the edge of what forensics and science can explain. On paper, they're homicides, suspicious deaths, and cold files. But off the record, some experts admit a few murders feel less like human crimes and more like something using us as its evidence. Do you think these are coincidences, hidden human killers, or proof that something truly paranormal can cross the line into murder? And which case would you be most afraid to investigate yourself?